what up? It's your boy, Dr. David Anderson, aka Mr. Black Anonymous. You know the flavor, you know the routine. We're running a little behind. Wealth Wednesdays. This is actually, we got it as volume 13, but this is actually going to be the start of a new series. For some of y'all that have been following us for the past 12 weeks, this was actually like a test. It was a test from like the emergency broadcasting system. And so for some of y'all that listen to the radio in Atlanta today, I wasn't on the air today because like I said, Wealth Wednesday was a test. It was a 12-week run just to see what the response would be. Of course, the response is crazy. So we're having to renegotiate our agreement with Intercom. No problems, everything's cool, it's just business. And so our understanding and our agreement, because of the response, just kind of needs to be outlined. It needs to be real clear, and it needs to be, it needs to be followed with some compensation. It needs to be monetized on both sides. So it's a good thing. So we're gonna kind of take 2 weeks on the radio side, 2 weeks on the radio side to kind of prepare for what we getting ready to launch. So of course, a lot of y'all know I got a history in broadcasting here in Atlanta. Some of y'all might know I was on BET's Rap City The Basement as one of the I was a 6-man DJ from 2000 to 2004. So I got history with Big Tigger in the Basement on Rap City. And so in the Atlanta market, Big Tigger is on in the morning, okay? And so we're working some opportunities on the morning show for WVE Intercom Atlanta on the Big Tigger show, and we're solidifying our agreements on the morning show on the Rashad Ritchie show on WAOK. So there'll be a full court press for the next year. That's already in stone. And on the Rashad Ritchie show, our time has increased. So instead of it just being, 7 to 10 minutes of me just coming and dropping information and leaving, and nobody's really having a way to ask questions or connect with us or follow up, we're changing all of that so that, we'll put our topics out there and interesting information and deal with these kinds of things, and then we'll go to a break, come back, and then we're gonna open up the phone lines and we're gonna hold court. We're gonna hold business court live on the radio for the next 52 weeks, all right? So for some of y'all that was like concerned, some of y'all called the office, was like, yo, what's going on? Is everything cool? Everything's fine. We just, outlining our agreement so we can go the distance. Nobody knew that the Wealth Wednesday was gonna go ham the way that it did. Nobody knew that InvestWednesday.com was gonna get as many referrals or be the lead generating website that it is during the COVID. None of us really knew any of this, right? So the timing is great. I'm prepared. I'm healthy. I'm in shape for this. My mind is sharp. I'm reading. We're in transactions. We're in major transactions. So this is a very good time for all of those that are involved. So it's a great shout to Intercom. Big shouts to Rashad Ritchie. Big shouts to Big Tigger in the Basement. We about to break this whole thing down with this business thing. It's about to be stupid, all right? So all of y'all that's on the radio, and then that's just in Atlanta. That's not counting, the fact that Wealth Wednesdays is kind of separate from the Blackonomics platform, okay? So really all of this is strategic. I'm gonna share this with y'all. All of this is strategic for the relaunch of the Empowerment Radio Network. All of this is strategic, all right? We're taking our time. We're not gonna just run back out here and lose our shirt like I did before. I'm not trying to hear all of that, all right? So we building up the Wealth Wednesday. It's a slow burn, because when you burn things slow, it's an inferno under the ground, all right? So we're gonna take 52 weeks building up the Wealth Wednesday platform so that make sure that the real estate group partners and all its affiliated companies is eating. And as we build that platform, we're gonna build inside of that platform, inside of the Wealth Wednesday platform, we're gonna direct leads back to the real estate group partners and to Empowerment Radio Network, all right? So we're gonna build Empowerment Radio Network into the lead generating system that we're building from Wealth Wednesdays. What does that mean? That means that you'll be able to listen to Blackonomics for 2 to 3 hours on Saturday, depending on what affiliated city that you're in. My agreement with Sirius XM Radio has never expired. It's just all about our delivery and our ability to deliver on time, and that's intact. So you'll be able to listen to us on a number of platforms. You'll be able to listen to us on the TuneIn Radio platform, on the radio.com platform, on the Apple TV, on the Roku box, on Sirius XM. I'll give you the channels as we get closer to that. But we're getting ready to relaunch an onslaught of digital information and terrestrial information as it relates to old school radio stations, as it relates to this business information. We're not going to do nothing political. We're not talking about Trump. We're not talking about Kamala. We're not talking about Joe Biden. We're not even dealing with none of that. All right? It's straight up business. It's straight up wealth building. Straight up wealth accumulation. All right? So that's what we're going to be dealing with. That's what we're going to be focused on. That's the charge that we got. And I'm building a team. Like, I got a team right now of super duper real estate, finance, legal, credit repair, insurance, self-directed IRA, real estate professionals, real estate research. We own the title company. It's nuts, all right? We got the super team, Voltron. That's all I'm going to say. So when you don't hear us on the radio, it's not that something's happened. We renegotiating our agreement so that we can go to long-term distance. Everybody calm down. Black Anonymous is in full effect. Wealth Wednesdays, real estate group partners, you know how it goes. All right, let's get into it. We got a long night tonight, and I don't want to hold all y'all up because I know y'all want to see Kamala Harris talk about whatever she's talking about tonight. So I'm going to get in and out. I got my joint. I'm ready to go. Here we go. Check out the website, investwednesday.com, investwednesday.com. For all of y'all that are checking us out, please go to the website. I know I talk fast, so I'm going to try to talk slow. You know, www.investwednesday.com. This is our lead generating system for the Wealth Wednesday platform. Invest Wednesday, all right? So you go to Invest Wednesday, subscribe, send us your information. You know, even if you don't want to do no business with us, just let us know who you are. Leave your mailing address, leave your email address, phone number, whatever you want to do, whatever you're comfortable with. But we want to contact, we want to build our mailing list, man, because this platform right here is not just about me. It's about my experience over the last 20 years in business, and it's about my access. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other so-called entrepreneur Negroes out here, you know, on the Wealth Wednesday, on the wealth building, you know, on the Facebook, on the Instagram. Everybody's a so-called expert now. But I think what we bring to the table is like real deal relationships with real serious, you know, entrepreneur Negroes, man. So I'm gonna hold y'all to that, and I'm gonna let y'all get into it as we move down this road. But just all I'm saying is keep in mind that we're gonna have special, I won't say celebrity, but it'd be celebrity entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Some billionaire cats. My man Kai Bickle Nygaard checked in today. There's some things going on with the family, but at the same time, it's still big boy heavyweight phone conversations going on in the middle of the day. You understand? So as those calls come in, we share that with you. You know, we might invite Byron Allen on the set. You know what I mean? That's not outside of the scope of what goes on the daily. You know, we might have, you know, Mr. Alfred Liggins from Radio One comment on, you know, what's going on in the radio world. We might have Robert F. Smith come on the set. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Bullock come on the set. We might have, you know, Stedman Graham on the set. So there's a couple of different things that are happening that we want to keep y'all informed with as things go down. All right? So, yo, let's squirrel these nuts. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. And they talking about COVID is going to pimp slap us. So it's halftime. Don't slack up. You know what I mean? Don't slack up. Your health is your wealth. Stay on the protocol, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Remember this. We are a licensed brokerage in the state of New York and in the state of Georgia, working on Florida. All right? So we can list on the Georgia MLS, the New York MLS, the FMLS, CoStar for all you people that got commercial listings out there. You need some help. Your mom's died, got the COVID. Now she has some properties, and now you got to deal with commercial properties, blah, blah, blah. We can list on the LoopNet. We got direct access to the STR report, the D-Star reports for some of y'all that want to get into the hotel game. So for all your commercial real estate needs, please let us know. Hit us on the hit me on the gram and say, hey, yo, I got a commercial listing I want y'all to list. Or y'all can call the office at 888. I'm gonna leave this number up here, 755-5105. All right? That's a Wealth Wednesday plug. Winter's coming. Squirrel these nuts. That's pretty funny. Actually, it's not because it's reality. But anyway, yo, I want to start with the stock market. All right, a lot of y'all are watching this market. It's doing the double dribble. Okay, it's doing back in the day when you did all of this. I see a lot of this going on. It was called carrying. Now the young cats, I think Damian Lillard did a carry, but then he shot from half court and it still went in. Right, so there's no carry there. Right. But that's what the market is doing. The market right now, it's like people are carrying, man. They traveling, they carrying, they dropping the ball, picking it up, but they shooting it and it's going in. I'm not comfortable with that type of, roller coaster ride, if you will. And I don't think that you should be as well. But this is a very, very, very important point that I want to drop to y'all right quick. The Sovereign Wealth Fund. You heard Robert F. Smith talking about this a couple of weeks ago in the Wealth Wednesday platform. The Sovereign Wealth Fund, which is the world's biggest fund, lost $21 billion. Okay, $21 billion. The Sovereign Wealth Fund lost $21 billion. The Oslo-based fund fell 3.4%, or what they would call 188 billion kroner. That's the Norwegian dollar, if you will, is called the kroner. They lost 188 billion kroner, or what we would call $21 billion. Over the period, this is the coronavirus dip, all right? And this is said on Tuesday. Now, this is huge news in the finance world. More details were due to be presented at the press conference set to start at 10 a.m. local time. It was earlier this morning. Now, check this information out. Stocks were the fund's worst investment in the first half. Stocks, listen to the language. Stocks were the fund's worst investment in the first half, losing almost 7% overall. Unlisted real estate also fell while fixed income holdings rose. Listen to this language. I'm going to read it again. Stocks were the fund's worst investment in the first half, losing almost 7% overall. Unlisted real estate also fell while fixed incomes holdings rose. The investor held, and this is very important, we're going to put this on the board. The investor held, this is how they held their monies. This is the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This ain't your homeboy at Primerica. This ain't, the MLM strategy at IML. This is the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This is how they held their wealth. The investor held almost 70%, listen to this, class, in equities. 70% was in equities. And just under 3%, let me put this up here. This will make it easier. Equities, we'll talk about what equities are. And because this show is about equity. Okay? Let's be clear. Let's not get it twisted. Real estate was held 3%. Write this down. Whatever notes y'all got, however, I know y'all take copious notes. Write this down. 3% real estate holdings. Just under 3%. The rest was going to fixed income. So we do the math here. 30 plus 70 is 100. So we take out this other plus fixed income. Fixed income. The balance we'll call 27% was in fixed income. This was the protocol for the Sovereign Wealth Fund. This is how they held their wealth for their clients. The fund's biggest holdings, check this out, very important, on the equity side. Microsoft. Number one. Of course, Apple. We're going to talk about Apple tonight. Apple stock is crazy. Right now, during this broadcast, the Apple company is worth $2 trillion. $2 trillion. The gross domestic product for the 8th largest nation in the world is 2.2 trillion. Apple's value as a company is worth the same amount of the gross domestic product of the number 8 nation in the world. That's nuts. Apple. Okay? The third one is the company Alphabet. That's Google. Okay? I don't know what the valuation is right now. I'm sure Vanna Black can Google it and we can put that on the board. But I only outline Apple because I want to talk about that tonight. All right? And then, and of course, your boy Jeff Bezos at Amazon. And apparently, most of his wealth was built, or a lot more of his wealth was built during this coronavirus because obviously everybody's ordering online, even myself. Ordering books and herbs. That's really what I'm ordering online. I don't know what you're ordering, but we could talk about that. All right, so with this technology portfolio returning, because you know there was the bounce, returning to 14.2% overall in the first half. This is the language. They even using the language. First half. It's halftime. That needs to be the tune that we go out to break on. It's halftime. I think that was AZ. Financial holdings fell 20.8%. Oil and gas stocks, which the fund had tried to scale back, those slumped 33.1%. All right, so a lot of times they'll do the hodgepodge down here for oil and gas and all that other stuff, but those are commodities, all right? That's a whole different sector. This is what the sovereign wealth fund is investing in. When we talk about equities, so what is an equity? So this whole thing is about equity. This whole Wealth Wednesday presentation is about equity. It's about making sure that black folks, people of melanated hue, whatever you want to call yourselves, Negroes, colored people, black people, melanated people, Africans, all this type of stuff, right? You know who you are. I'm just saying. This whole effort is to recognize that we are due equity. And a lot of us want to sit here and complain and we don't want to do nothing about it. So this whole effort is to show you how to get it. So anyway, Google parent company Alphabet has $1 trillion in the market in capital. So $1 trillion. All right. Fourth company in the US to hit this milestone. So obviously Microsoft, Apple, Alphabet, and Amazon. So what am I saying right here? All right. This whole effort is about getting equity. We ain't get in 1865. We ain't get our 40 acres and a mule. They undermine the freedmen's banking system. All of this other stuff that money they were supposed to give us through the FDA to mechanize farms for us to build our infrastructure as it related to economic empowerment. All of that was wiped out. It went to, even in and Dr. Claude Anderson talks about this, in the 1865 Indian treaties that they put together that was supposed to advantage blacks, they gave that to Indians. It's a whole nother situation. We've been like bamboozled, hoodwinked. You already get the idea. The question is, what y'all gonna do about it, right? This is the sovereign wealth funds protocol. They dealing with equities, right? The equity is the stock. The stock is the company. The equity is the amount of the equities is the amount of equity that's in the stock. Okay. So when you sell your stock, what do you get? You get equity, right? So if you buy equities, right now, I think they're a little bit over leveraged here because I'm gonna scale this down. This works for the people in Oslo, the people in the sovereign wealth fund in Oslo, Norway, the Norwegians, the Europeans. This works for them, right? But for black folks, and I'm not telling y'all how to invest in your, portfolio. I'm just breaking down what I would do if this was me, okay? Equities to be leveraged at 70% right now, that's crazy. Ain't nobody doing that, all right? I don't really like equities like that. I'm more of a real estate man, as you know, okay? But there's got to be balance here, man. You can't do 70% here and just do 3% here. Are you serious? Who does that, okay? So here's a prospective strategy that I'm looking at, right? And you can, do what you want. You need to talk to your financial advisors, talk to your CPAs, blah, blah, blah. But this is something that at 3 o'clock in the morning, prepping for tonight's show, I said, Arsenio Hall used to have this thing on the show. And it was real dope. It's profound, man. Things that make you go, Today, we know Apple's worth $2 trillion. We also know that Alphabet is $1 trillion. What's the facts on the Amazon and the Microsoft? I know Microsoft's probably $3 trillion, right? These are the companies that if you're gonna be in the equities game, at least have these four. I would even put Home Depot on this one too, because they winning right now. You can't go to the Home Depot and not buy something, okay? Especially if you're in the real estate game, okay? These five right here, you gotta have these five. Well, let me not say that because then I'm suggesting what you should buy. I'm gonna make sure that I have these five, okay, in the equity. So I gotta rebalance this out for myself because this don't work for me. 70% equities, that's crazy. I'm not putting nothing in the real estate game. So we got equities here. Why don't we scale this back to 40% in equities? And those equities be these companies right here, And then on the real estate side, of course you already know. You already know, right? Real estate, we put another maybe 50%. I would say that might be my own bias working in my own against me. But I really like to say 50% there. I don't know. I'm going to toggle through that tonight. And fixed income. You know, you got to have some fixed income, man. You never know which way this thing is going to go. What is fixed income? Fixed income are the things that don't move. You know, bonds, muni bonds, treasury bonds, you know, the bond game, the bond market. You put 20% there because you got to get some income. You know what I mean? Consistent income. It's nothing like consistent income. But if your portfolio, and I'm not suggesting this to y'all, I'm just saying how I'm looking at restructuring my thing, you know, and then here's the power in this, all right? Here's the real power in this. In a self-directed IRA space, you're taking control over this area here. That's under full control if you know what you're doing, okay? And in the equity space, I mean, man, how many different platforms can we talk about? You got E-Trade. You got Scottrade. You got, what's another platform? Interactive Brokers. Oh my God. Oh, hold up. TD Ameritrade. Hey. E-Trade, Scottrade, TD Ameritrade. You got, what did I just pop off? Interactive Brokers. Charles. And of course, Mr. Charles. My son had to put me on the Charles. Dad, I'm using Charles Schwab. I was like, this dude right here. Mr. Charles Schwab. It's that C in there. Charles Schwab. Is that right? Or is the H in there somewhere?
It's the H after the C.
Is the H after the C and then a W, A, B?
Yeah.
Schwab. Schwab. Yeah, that's a W, y'all. Sorry about that. All right, so here's the game. Okay? If you got money in an account, and I'm not suggesting you do this, I'm just telling you how I'm repositioning my stuff. And let's just say this is 100 grand. We can put, thank you. We can put 20 racks in fixed income. Well, really, you would want more than $20,000, but let's just say this is $100,000. So let's just say we got 20 G's here. So instead of percentages, we just call that K. There's 40,000 going into the tax liens, and then another 40 G's in equity. Okay, you got 40K in equity. So here's the deal. The tax lien deployment schedule is monthly. Okay, and then sometimes when there's a coronavirus or a pandemic and we haven't been able to buy anything officially since March, right? Hopefully in the next 2 weeks for September 1, that will change. But officially, nothing in Atlanta has sold since March. There's been a moratorium because of Corona. That time is time that we're not able to make money because we're not able to deploy funds. Okay, so when that's happening, you can retain 40 G's in your equities account through your E-Trade, Scottrade, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, or Charles Schwab account. Okay, and you could take direction through that back through the self-directed IRA. Self-directed IRA, same account that you opening up with the self-directed IRA, you can say, hey, E-Trade or Interactive Brokers, all right, I got 40 G's in my Roth IRA. This is a tax-free environment. Hello. And now the Sovereign Wealth Fund is saying that Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Home Depot, and Microsoft is banging. They got $2 trillion in valuation. Like, they not going nowhere no time soon. And they got new technology. I mean, listen, man. Alphabet, yo, let me tell you something, man. Alphabet, they just invested in this technology. So, you know, Elon, oh, man, I forgot to put one on the board. Let me take it off of here. Take that Home Depot off and put Tesla up here. Let me tell you about this. I'm bugging. Let me tell you about this. I still like the Home Depot. We're going to add Home Depot, going to be on the bench on the 6-man. You know, when you're on the game, on the football, on the basketball game, it's a starting 5, right? So we'll put Home Depot over here. Home, as my daughter would say, Depot. I used to call it Home Depot. All right. So Tesla, Elon Musk, let me tell you what this dude did. Elon Musk just raised the biggest round of investment funds in the history of United States entrepreneurship. And this is what the ask was about. Check this out. He going to Mars. So that's what's on. He got Mars on the brain. And so they got the rocket that went up 6 times. They got this rocket that, you know, go up in the air. It delivers whatever it got to deliver. And then the rocket then come back using GPS to the exact spot that it launched on. It's nuts. So everybody's excited. The white man wants to get off the United States because it's coronavirus and it's black people. So they want to go live with everybody on Mars, right? So they got like, oh, we going to Mars. Like, so the white folks is trying to go to Mars and they're going to leave us here with the coronavirus, which is cool. I don't have no problems with that. You know what I'm saying? But in the research, they located an asteroid, okay? And this asteroid is between Mars and Jupiter or something like that. And they're talking about using this rocket to get to this asteroid. Now, listen to this. This thing sounds crazy, but in reality, they already showed you this in the movie with your boy from Die Hard, Bruce Willis, in the movie Asteroid. Okay, the asteroid. The research is saying from the telescope, they put the scope on it. They're saying that this asteroid is gold asteroid. They're saying the whole asteroid is made of gold. The whole thing. They already researched it. They sending drones and rockets out there to scrape the ground and test it. But what they're saying is that this asteroid is full with gold. And if they drill, you know, sometimes when you drill on asteroids, supposedly, I don't know, I've never been in space to drill in an asteroid, but supposedly diamonds come out. And this happens when you're drilling in the earth, deep in the earth's core. You know, that's how diamonds are found, you know, deep in the earth's core. It's carbon that's under a lot of pressure, right? So they're saying that the amount of jewels that are going to be found in space and the amount of precious and semi-precious stones and precious metals that are going to be found in space, they're listing as $10 quadrillion. Quadrillion. I don't even know. I guess that's above trillion. Quadrillion. So it'll be $10 quadrillion is what they're saying. The findings are. So now the space race is on. I mean, like Trump is funding this. They funding the Space Force, yo. Like, this is real. They defunding the post office, but they funding the Space Force. So they could go into outer space and they could drill on these asteroids to get these semi-precious and precious stones to bring back to Earth or to go to Mars or whatever they're gonna do. This is the speculation that's going on, okay? So as a result, and you can fact check me on this, you can be like, oh, this is esoteric, Dave's tripping, what's going on Wealth Wednesday? Yo, fact check me, man. Because Tesla is gangbusters right now. And the only reason somebody would raise that kind of money is because there's more money on the other end, and the people that he's talking to want to be a part of it. Like really think about this. How the hell is Tesla gangbusters right now? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There's no real, I mean, yes, they're coming out with products that are important. I mean, I got Tesla batteries on my primary residence, and on my secondary residence, I'm trying to install those there and at the business. So I believe in the Tesla batteries. I believe in the solar tiles. I believe in all that other stuff. He's losing me with the Mars thing. I don't think I'm going to Mars. If I could get some money to ride the rocket to the moon and come back to Earth, that's cool. But I'm not going to Mars, okay? I'm not doing that. Unless this is some Star Trek stuff and I can beam over there, check it out, and beam back. That's cool. But like, I don't see that happening in my lifetime. It might maybe in my grandkids' lifetime, but maybe not in mine. But how on earth is Tesla gangbusters right now? Like, Tesla's crazy right now. So I say all of that to say the back dial is back. We talking about equity. How does all of this make sense for you at home? Okay? Because right now, people is trying to figure it out. Like, people is really on some COVID stuff right now. Like, COVID is messed up. People are dying. But at the same time, it's the biggest opportunity in the history of entrepreneurship. Ain't nobody ever seen no shit like this. Like, come on, man. Amazon, Apple, Alphabet, Tesla. Like, Apple worth $2 trillion. Like, there's never, ever, ever been any kind of technology company that's ever been moving like that in the world. It's never happened. And you're going to tell me black people are just going to sit back and be like, oh, man, it's the coronavirus? When all you got to do is open up one of these brokerage accounts, and even if you don't know nothing about stocks, you could be on some duh shit. You could be like, duh. You could just do this. 1, 2, duh, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, Tesla, and be paid. And I'm not trying to make fun of people with, you know what I'm saying, they slow or whatever. But this is crazy, man. This is nuts. And like, you're going to tell me we're going to not participate on this? You're going to tell me we're going to march, we're going to put our hand and our fist in the air? They killing us, man. Come on, man. The people on Breonna Taylor ain't been arrested yet. Come on, dog. Come on. They ain't even arrested the dude that shot the dude down at the Wendy's. But y'all going to sit here and tell me y'all going to put your fist in the air and do all of this marching and stuff? But y'all not going to do this right here? This is something you could do right now. This is like, when we get off the line, you could go open up your own accounts. You can move the money around, get the brokerage account, and start buying these stocks. You could just be like, all right, boom, I'm going to put a little bit of money. You don't have to spend this whole 40 G's. You say, yo, you know what? 10% of whatever the hell is, $4,000 or $5,000. I'll buy $1,000 of each stock and just see where the hell it goes. I mean, listen, black people, and this is my message tonight, black people are real good at saving money. My mama was an excellent saver. I mean, my mama probably saved 100%, or maybe not 100%. She probably saved 75% of her income for 40 years. My mom just put her own income up, which is why she ain't never had no money. But now she got a little bit of bread. But now her bread is running out. So I got to figure this dumb stuff out because the coronavirus done hit and the white folks had my mom exposed. So I got to figure out how to cover the loss. And equities is how they doing it. But see, here's the thing. White folks is heavily vested in these equities, in the sovereign wealth fund. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So we got to just get smart, and we got to figure out how we can get in front of all this type of stuff. We got to figure out how does this work and getting it all done. All right? So anyway, winter's coming. Squirrel these nuts. Y'all got any questions about what I'm talking about? Any questions on my final message? Let me just say this. This is technology speculation. We got to get a little bit more into that. This is the technology tech spec. That's what they call this. This is tech spec. We clearly got the real estate thing down, but we got to get the tech spec. Oh, yeah. Just tell them to hold tight, please. Let me put this on I'm sorry, y'all. Put my joint on silent mode. Sitting here talking about Apple. And the Apple products is going off. All right, we great savers. We need to become great technology speculators, tech specs, and we need to become great real estate investors. So we already great real estate investors. And if you're not, we can assist you with that. We got what they call it, proprietary, Martin Sterling, proprietary real estate investment software. All right, anybody got any questions about what's on the board right now before we move on? Any questions about this?
Comments.
All right, what's the comments?
Oh, really quickly on YouTube, James Salmon said, I've been taking note on all the info like I'm in class, Dr. Anderson.
It is a class. I'm glad you showed up.
James Salmon on YouTube also said, I don't get any notifications when you come on. Tell him he
Subscribe.
gotta click the bell.
Yeah, you gotta
subscribe,
like,
click the bell.
subscribe, click the bell.
So the bell will give him the notification.
The bell gives you a notification. All right, what else?
Mansa Musa.
Mansa Musa, what's up?
Bro, sharing you in my group as always to get the knowledge out. Sandra Tedford.
What's up, Sanj? Hey, Sanj is doing a great job with the website, man. I really appreciate you with that. Website's gonna be dope. Excited. It's gonna really just show the breadth of the team and everybody's skill sets. Dope. Anyway, what's Sandra talking about?
Sandra was just saying the 5 are overpriced right now for the average investor to get involved. For the average investor.
Sandra's a very meticulous, very astute investor. Very savvy. But for people that really don't know what's up, I'm just saying.
Mansa Musa said, you speak in truth, however, you forgetting that half of America is currently unemployed and those working are in debt. All I can do is tell people to get their credit fixed and learn how to leverage it.
So let me speak to that. Let me respond to that. That's correct, my brother. You are correct. People are, having a difficult time. However, these times call for what we call adaptation. Okay? There's this big theory that, we used to live, a different type of life as it related our relationship with water. Okay? And so some scientists believe that, we came out of water. We were embryos and all this kind of crazy stuff. I don't know about all of that, but maybe some part of our species had to live in water, okay? Hypothetically. So this whole thing about mermaids and all this type of stuff, how did that work? Well, was there an underground city in Atlantis and Bimini and off the coast of, the Nassau, Bahamas and Freeport in between there in Bimini, the underwater city that's down there had the pyramids? Was that lost Atlantis? We don't know. Did those people live under the water? We don't know. I've seen it. I scuba dived down there. I got pictures. I seen the pyramids with my own eyes. I seen it. But I don't know. What I'm saying is, if it was, then that would be a clear example of adaptation. All right? Not saying that these people were full on mermaids and they had fins and stuff like this, but maybe they had a way to breathe or hold their breath underwater because they were living underwater. We don't know. I wasn't down there. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if those people did exist, and these were Egyptians, because they traveled, they left their mark down there. I mean, I seen adaptation. Okay, so adaptation is the process of adapting. And what I'm saying is, we're not adapting quick enough to this COVID scenario. I know it's rough. I know people don't have no job. But at the same time, man, there's work available. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's work available. Like, we create jobs every day, man. We people are hollering on the street, defund police. But, like, right as I'm giving this presentation, we're, like, covering police salaries. You understand what I'm saying? Please. We have to be able to adapt. You know what I'm saying? And we can't just sit here and think that, I can't get, we don't work. Like, if you don't work, you don't eat. Like, I don't understand that. That's not how I was raised. If you were a teacher and, the teaching job is on pause right now, find some families that need a teacher. Like, come on. There's families out here that's not trying to send out. My kids is not going to nobody's school right now. You understand? So So we got to figure it out. We got to get a space. We got to hire a teacher. The teacher got to come. I mean, come on. So there's jobs being created. So you have to figure out who has the need, and you have to figure out what your skill set is, and you have to put those two things together. That's how that works. But I don't think we're doing that quick enough, man. People want to sit here and be like, oh, it's COVID. Like, this COVID thing ain't going to stop, man. This COVID thing is not going to stop. This COVID thing ain't stopping. There's more COVIDs coming. They got more COVIDs coming, man. They got, like, this whole thing with global warming and all this stuff, more COVIDs are coming. So we have to build our spleens, man. We have to build our immune systems to be able to survive in this, man. And if we can't adapt, if we can't, work in these kinds of conditions, in these environments, and thrive in them, then we're gonna die. Like, what is the alternative? So I hear what people are saying. Oh, yo, it's rough, Dr. Anderson. This is rough. I can't do all this. Yes, you can. I like straight up. Yes, you can at any level. You don't have to have no $100,000 to put into equities, real estate, and fixed income. I mean, hell, I put a strategy on the board last week, and I actually did the strategy that I put on the board. Like, I literally did it. You know what I'm saying? And we went to the public auto auction. We paid for the vehicle. Boom. It's done. So it's like, people have to take a chance on whatever it is that they got. You can't sit here and tell me you don't got nothing. All right? You're able to watch this presentation, so you got an iPhone, or you got, access to Apple TV, or you got a Roku box, or you got an iPad, or you have some kind of ability to access the internet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have to be able, and this is no knock to Mansa Musa, brother. I love your support. I appreciate you. But I'm just saying, in general, as a people, we got to get into adaptation mode, man. We got to get into beast mode, man. We got to get out of this modality that we are, being victimized by this disease or whatever's going on. These people released this thing to put everybody in the space that they are right now so that y'all vote for Trump. You scared, you don't want to mail your ballots in, you don't want to go to the polls, so Trump winds up winning, and then it's more the same for the next 4 years. That's what this is about. At least that's my speculation. I don't know everything. Anyway, as we proceed, did everybody got this right here? Because I want to move on to this next piece of information as we proceed to give you what you need. And then what Puffy said? All right. Any other questions? Yo, we got any other questions on here before we go? All right, let me back up on this precious metals thing. I was talking about Elon Musk. I jumped into that. And it's the top of the hour, second hour of the Wealth Wednesdays. And I want to jump into this right quick. But before I do, it's very important that everybody download Kitco. I want y'all to see that. Kitco. Everybody download Kitco. It's K-I-T-O. Need to talk about this for just a second. Top of the hour, 9 o'clock, second hour, Wealth Wednesdays, KITO.com. Kitco. Now, this is the precious metals website, okay? This thing kind of tabulates the price of metals as it's happening. Now, earlier today, I don't know what the hell was going on today. Well, I was watching what was going on, but something else was going on to make gold drop almost $72 today. But as I look at Kitco, it's back up $14. And silver is $27.15. The ask on gold right now is $1,943.60. When we first started the Wealth Wednesday campaign, gold was right at $15.63. The first Wealth Wednesday, when we went to the Kitco, gold was $15.63. So in the last 12, 13 weeks, gold has increased $500. It's gone up. So whoever bought the gold when we first hit on the very first Wealth Wednesday, and I was like, yo, download the Kitco, buy the gold, because I said on the very first Wealth Wednesday, it's going to go gangbusters, $2,500. And right now, 13 weeks later, is $19.80. This Kitco is powerful. And then you can get alerts to your phone, blah, blah, blah. But Palladium is $941. Platinum is $941. Palladium is $2,205. And rhodium, that's the stuff that you need to explode nuclear warheads. Like that explosion that happened in Beirut, and they told y'all that foolishness that it was ammonia. Like, I'm sure whatever caused that explosion, there was some rhodium present. Because that was a nuke. It was like a mini nuke. But anyway, that stuff is $12,200, okay? So you can kind of follow these metals. Why is this important? So I will never forget this Katrina situation. I would never forget it. Because in 2005, I had met some people that were piloting Angel flights into Louisiana, and people were just getting on the flight, and they would bring them to Atlanta and just dropping them off. All right, and I met a couple of people in a couple of different instances that were party to these Angel flights. So they got on an Angel flight. I guess when there's a disaster, people that fly private all know to just go to the airfield, and somebody who just got a plane is going to feel some type of way and let you on their plane for free and fly you to safety, all right? So this is what happens at private. Like, so if you're ever in a bind, instead of going to the regular airport, go to the private airfield and try to just catch a flight with somebody, all right? Because that's how it goes. If you got a little bit of change, you got some extra payload space, we can take one or two. So when the Katrina hit, there were some people that came to Atlanta on these Angel flights. And I was like, yo, I was real amazed at their stories. I was listening to this and stuff. And so one of these brothers, I can't remember his name, but he was very animated. He was like, yeah, bro, such and such a, and they blew up the levees, man. I heard them blow it up, man. I was down there, 8th Ward, shouted, they blew it up. I heard on Monday morning, shouted, I heard boom, 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 boom. And then the water came. I was like, wow, that's crazy. How did you get out of that? So long and short, he's telling me his whole story or whatever. He walks to the airfield. Straight up walks. He saw everything that was going on, all of the damage, all the commotion. He walked to the airfield, was like, yo, I got to get out of here. Came to Atlanta. So I'm like, yo, if this brother was able to walk, what happened to all the other people that chose not to walk? Because they had ample time. Like 7 days almost. Knew the hurricane was coming. 7 days to get out of here. Ample time. Chose not to. Was it mentality? Was it resources? Or was it a little bit of both? This cat didn't have the resources to get on no G6. You know what I'm saying? But he had the mental capacity to get himself in position. And then he had enough fortitude, enough gangster proclivity, we call it, to ask, to be assertive, and to get in front of the opportunity to get his behind out of there and to safety on the Angel flight. He had enough knowledge about that. Why did these other people not be able to do that? This guy didn't have resources. He had intellectual capital, but he didn't have monetary resources. So is it really money that's needed, or is it information? Or is it synthesized information that turns into wisdom that you act on? Okay? So what I'm getting at is, we got to get out of this mode, man. We got to get out of COVID mode. We got to switch gears, man. We got to switch gears. Some of these high-performance vehicles, they got 7 and 8 gears, man. That Lamborghini Gallardo, I can't even pronounce it, but I know what it is when I go to that auction. Yeah, that thing right there. The Gallardo. That thing. 7 gears, 6 gears, whatever the hell it is. We got to switch gears, man. We in COVID mode. We in the lowest gear. We in the gear before 1. COVID mode. We got to change our frequency, man. Listen, man, I'm going to tell y'all something. This is it. If y'all lay down on this one, if y'all decide to be like, I can't figure it out, guess what? It's death. Like, come on, man. The Bible is very clear. It's death. That's the punishment. It's death, man. It's death. The people, what? They perish. Hosea 4:6, because of what? Lack of knowledge. It ain't even like you gotta have money. It's like you gotta have knowledge. And like we're giving out knowledge, we're giving out information to be synthesized that you could turn into knowledge. We're giving out information which could be synthesized into knowledge. And it's like, yo, use the information. Like I'm spitting information on this board for the last 13 weeks that if you're paying attention, like you should be all right. But the people who are not getting this information, it's up to y'all to go get them, sit them down, and boom. Now, everybody ain't gonna take it. I got people that have been rocking with me for years. They don't even take it, okay? And then when it gets taken away from them, they jump up and down. They acting a monkey. So you can't save everybody, man. Like W.E.B. Du Bois was very clear. Like some of us are going to die, period. It's a tough statement, man, but that's the reality of it. So we have to get on our square, man. We in COVID mode. We need to get out of that, man. If we're gonna die, we need to go out doing everything that we can to make sure that our lineage has the equity that they need to do what they gotta do, even if it don't get handled in our own lifetime. That's the way we need to be planning. We can't plan for, oh man, tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. We gotta start planning. The Chinese plan for the next 100 years, man. We talking about tomorrow. Oh, I need food, I need lights. Like, we gotta figure this out, man. We don't have the luxury to sit back and be like, oh, my lights is off. The fuck out of here, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, get some batteries, man. Like, come on. Like, we don't move like that, man. Like, black people don't move like that. We're choosing to move like that, but we don't move like that. That's not our modus operandi. That's not our MO, all right? So we got to get out of this COVID mode, man. The TV is pushing the dumb down agenda. I'm not saying COVID is not real, but I'm also saying that this right here is more powerful than some freaking virus, man. Like, if we can activate our spleens, we shouldn't have no issues. But we're so at a low frequency, man, that things are affecting us right now. Like, basic things are affecting our vibration. We're depressed. We're not able to think. We're stressed out. We're worrying about the eviction being serviced. We're worrying about payroll. We're worrying about our parents. We're worrying about the kids. We're worrying about school. We got so much stuff that's going on. Cats ain't even in a position to be creative, to even figure out, oh, I'm going to create a whole platform so I can communicate to people and sell products and services or educate people about products and services so that we can get ourselves in a position to do more business. Like, come on, man. Like, even when the COVID's not present, I'm not thinking about that. So it takes COVID for me to be able to really be like, oh, man, let's drop a bomb on them. Come on, y'all. Anyway, back to this Kitco thing. This precious metals investing is so, so very important. And what's the tie-in with this Katrina thing? The tie-in is this. The brother was able to move because he had gangster proclivity, all right? He was able to get himself out of that situation. But what happens when they turn off the power and you can't go to the ATM and get no money? What happens then? What do? Right? So you got to have access to some precious metals. You got to have access to gold coins, man. Like, this is so important. And I know people is like, yo, Dr. Anderson's tripping. He's telling us to get gold coins. Yo, gold shot at $2,000. Well, yo, y'all got gold in your mouth, right? You got gold rims. Y'all got, come on, man. Michelle Obama got a gold vote necklace on. Everybody looking for it. Oh, I got a vote. Gold vote. She come out, Democratic National Convention, telling us what we need to do. She got the gold vote. Now everybody's on the Amazon trying to get it. You can't get it. It's sold out because she put it on. Come on, y'all. Like, seriously. I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying don't get the gold, neck chain. I'm saying we need, if we're going to have gold in our mouths and we're going to have gold rims and all this stuff, y'all need to have gold coins. So the next time they want to blow up some levees and flood y'all out, you could go in the safe, get you, whatever, 30 coins, and then get on the plane or be able to pay the people to get on the plane and get the hell on. Like, man, you got 34 to 50 coins, 100 coins in somewhere. You can start a whole new life, man. It's like, yo, what? So that's the type of stuff that we need to be about. That's about it. Okay? So that's what we need to be on, man. That's why I'm telling y'all, this Kitco, even if you don't got, somebody say, oh, I ain't got the $2,000. That's cool, man. Get some silver. Like, if you can't rock with the gold, you can rock with the silver. You know what I'm saying? Silver $25 an ounce, man. Come on. You know what I mean? So my homeboy David Rand talks about this stuff and why it's so important. Now, this is where I wanted to get to. NASA, and I talked about this earlier, we're in the second hour. NASA is going to commence building its latest spacecraft. Spacecraft's called Psyche. All right? P-S-Y-C-H-E. This is what I was talking about earlier. Some of y'all are like, yo, this dude's bugging. The NASA mission will be to 226 kilometer wide asteroid dubbed 16 Psyche. So this is the asteroid. I was talking about this earlier. 16 P-S-Y-C-H-E. That's the asteroid. The spacecraft has cleared critical design phase, okay, last month. Experts claim the gold and other precious metals on the asteroid to be worth 10,000 quadrillion. I didn't even know that was a real number. I thought this was a joke. I had to call some people down at Cape Canaveral and verify this. This is for real. This is 100%. The white man is like, yo, we going to the asteroid. We're going to get some gold. This is a totally gold asteroid that's 226 kilometers wide. They going to fly a jet or a rocket to the asteroid to get the gold. That's what the white man is on. The white man is on some straight up going to the moon, the asteroid, to get the gold. And we on some old COVID stuff. We in COVID mode. We can't even respond to that. We can't even think about it. We're not even processing that because we in COVID mode. Oh, I can't go outside. It's COVID. That's where the brain is at right now. The brain is on the lowest frequency possible, so we can't even think about, yo, how can we get here and drill and get these daggone precious metals and get up out of here? That's what the white man thinking about. And check this out. The article states that that's enough money to make every single person alive on Earth right now a billionaire. That's what 10,000 quadrillion dollars is. That's what's on this asteroid. It's $1 billion for everybody on Earth. That's even a better way to say it. So because can't nobody understand. I can't even understand this. So 100 quadrillion, like that's not reality, right? But what is reality is everybody on Earth gets $1 billion. Everybody's Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm saying, like, if you really wanted to fix everything in the world, right? Like, all the countries could get their money together and we could shoot this rocket that Elon Musk got out, let everybody drill, and then everybody gets $1 billion. And it's Kuna Matata. It ain't no rate. Like, you know what I learned? When you got some bread, right? It ain't no racist. Like, racist white people could be pulled up to you in their boat, and then you pulled up in a bigger boat. They're gonna be still racist, but they're gonna wave. They're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, come on, man. Like, they in a little 20-foot, wakeboard boat, and then you pulling up in a 44-foot yacht. Come on, man. You got a yacht certificate. You got people on the board. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's having a good time. So, like, if everybody has bread in their pocket, it ain't no. It's like racism is like nobody has time to argue about that. You got $1 billion in your pocket. But this is what they're thinking about, man. This is what they're doing. That's why the Tesla stock is crazy. Because this is what's... Yo, Google Psyche 16 asteroid, and then you'll hear what I'm saying. So, any questions on that before we move forward with the lesson plan for tonight? Yeah, that's crickets right there. That's some cricket shit. They going to the moon. That's crazy. What's
We
up?
just have-
We good? Okay. No. Oh yeah, they just quieted. They silent. That's cool.
We have some comments on Facebook.
What's up?
Henson Corpru.
Who?
Henson Corpru
Okay. What's up?
said, buy gold at 60% of spot from the public, hold it for 15 days, and then sell to refinery.
Ooh, who is that dude?
Henson Corpru.
Ooh, he's thinking.
He
Thinkingman.com.
And then sell to refinery at 99.3%.
Ooh! Cold-blooded. Thinkingman.com.
Let's start over.
Man, come on.
Buy gold at 60% of spot from the public.
Okay, wait. Break down what he's saying.
Okay.
Buy gold at 60%
60%
of spot. That means that Shine and Shouty lives in my mind. So when I'm on the radio, I break out into this Shine and Shorty character, right? So when I ain't had no bread and the baby mama was coming after me, I bought this tax lien on Campbellton Road. So I lived in the hood for like 7 years, right? With the people on D-Lo and Campbellton. And this dude has a white t-shirt on and some fresh blue jeans, some True Religions, and some Air Force, white Air Force Ones. Shining Shorty, all he do is he just be out all day. We don't know what he do. I don't know if he sell weed. I don't know if he sell socks. I don't know what he do for income, but Shining Shorty be out all day, okay? So he got the all day smell. When your dog go outside and you walk the dog and you come back in the house, you're like, ooh, I smell like outside. Oh. That's Shining Shorty. Shining Shorty got a whole grill, okay? Like on the uppers and bottoms, okay? Tops and bottoms. He got a whole entire grill in his mouth. How he got the money, because check this out. We just put it on the board. Gold is $1,944. So each cap is about an ounce, okay? And I think there's 26 on the top and 26 on the bottom. Am I right? So do the math on that, right? So how many teeth on the top of your mouth? No, just like really think about this, man. How many teeth is on top of your mouth? It really is 24. 24 times 1944 times 24. That's 46 grand on the top. Times 2. That's 90. That's 100 G's. Shining Shorty got 100 G's in his mouth. Come on, man. $100,000 is in his mouth. And he's on Campbellton Road. No cash in his pocket. But got a full grill on the top and the bottom. Like, come on. So what the brother is saying is, like, 60% of the spot price. Spot price is $944. Let's break this down. Spot price right now is $944. That's the spot, right? There's Negroes right now that I know that could roll up on that got a full grill up and down. Hey, shout out what it is, goddamn. Hey, folk, what it is, goddamn. Mine right there. Yeah. Okay, shout out what it is. A full grill, $100,000. $944 a spot. What the dude is saying is roll up on them cats, and you never know. Shining Shorty might have this big grill in his mouth, and you might catch him on that particular day when he got to go get some Pampers or some formula for the baby mama. And so, all that gold come out the way when the baby mama start talking about Pampers. You know what happens if you don't bring the Pampers in the house, right? So then he got to start taking, caps out of his mouth, and he got to start selling them. So somebody might be giving him $500 for something that's worth $1944. So that's 60%. That's what he's talking about. You got to go run up on them cats, and they want to shine, but then when it's time to put the food on the table and they can't do it, they got to relieve themselves of that shining. So that's what that is. That's come up out of that, man.
Okay. So he said, buy gold at 60% of spot from the public, hold it for 15 days, and then sell to refinery at 99.3% of spot.
As you should.
But you have to have a precious metals dealer's license in order to do it.
Not necessarily. You just have to have an account at the refinery. Because I don't have a precious metals dealer license, but I got an account at the refinery. So I guess there's different ways you can do it. It depends on what state you're in, In Georgia, you don't have to have a precious metals dealer license. You got to have a dealer license to sell it. But if you're able to harvest it, however you harvest it, and you bring it to the refinery don't care where you got it from. They're just going to put it in the weight scale. They're going to go through the process of assay. You need to make sure that you test before you take it up there. Make sure you got what you need, and then you get your check.
On Facebook, Gary P. Collins said, "We'll call this week."
Gary Collins, what up?
On YouTube,
What we got?
oh, he said, Henson Crew on Facebook said to have a retail location.
Oh yeah, to have a retail location. Yes, you're
So
correct.
He didn't add that. Okay, on YouTube, Tracy Knox said, "Dr. Anderson, I just found out you be on here on Wednesdays. Compton in the house. Keep teaching my brother. I'm listening."
Compton in the house. Watts. What's up, Tracy?
Purcell Brown said, "What up?" from RVA. Salute Dr. Anderson.
All right, let's get into it, cause I want to get through this tonight. I don't want to be in here till midnight. Any other questions? We're gonna get in this lesson plan. Tax mitigation strategies 101. Let's talk about this. Tax mitigation strategies. All right. The Democratic National Convention is on. I'm sure some of y'all are probably looking at that, watching us, trying to keep up with what's going on. I appreciate that. I know Kamala Harris is on tonight.
And Obama.
And Obama. We're going to have to cut this short then. Tax mitigation strategies is very important. Democrats, it appears they might take the House. It appears Joe Biden is going to be the president. But let me say this. I know this is not a political forum. I just want to get my little 2 cents out, and then we'll deal with this. Yo, check it. Joe Biden is not up. He's not up for it, man. Joe Biden is like, he might get in, but health-wise, he's not there. And the reason why I say this is y'all Google something called the Joe Biden strategy. The Joe Biden strategy is a series of insurance policies that go into the infinite banking strategies. And he was able to amass some wealth during the 8 years that he was vice president with Obama using this strategy, these Joe Biden strategies. But the actuaries won't allow for Biden to get a new policy, okay? The policies that he got when he went in there with Obama, he's trying to get those same types of policies, and the actuaries won't even bet on it. They like, yo, they're not doing it. Like Lincoln, New York Life, the other companies, Mass Mutual, like Northwestern, they're not trying to hear that, right? So he's not able right now to get additional insurance on his life for whatever reason, for the type of insurance that he's wanting, okay? So he's in that age bracket, 77, 70, 75, 77. He's in that space, man. He's vulnerable to the COVID. He is super vulnerable to the COVID. My speculation is if he gets in office, because of all the different people that he got to interact with, don't think that the COVID's not already in the White House. Trump's brother just died of it. They're not telling y'all that. He got it from his brother. I'm just saying. There's no way Biden's going to be able to run as hard as he's got to run right now with all social distancing practices and not get the COVID. I'm just saying. The actuaries ain't giving him additional insurance for the Joe Biden strategy. So what does that mean? This is my speculation. I'm not trying to read no crystal ball. I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. Kamala Harris might be the first black woman president of the United States. You can say y'all heard it here first on the Wealth Wednesday. I'm just saying. If that's the case, even if it's not the case, if the Democrats get into the office, which it appears that's what's going to happen, your taxes is going up. End of story. Taxes are going up. Period. Taxes are going up. If Trump gets back in office, taxes are going back up. I'm just saying. There's no way that we can keep operating the way that we operating. The national debt is like about to be $30 trillion, man. Come on, yo. It's crazy right now. It's nuts. How are we gonna pay for all this stuff? Taxes is going up. End of story. If my mama wins the gubernatorial race, the taxes are going up. All right. So here's the deal. How do we manage that? We need plans. Let's get into it. Former Vice President Joe Biden is calling for a rollback rolling back a lot of the tax cuts on the Jobs Act. And the first thing they're going to go after is the opportunity zones. I already know that. But, we're going to take it like a G. We already know what it is. A lot of this stuff is just having a strategy for that. So this is all planning. Which trimmed income tax rates. He has proposed raising, this is Biden. Biden has proposed raising income taxes and Social Security taxes on wages over $400,000. If you claiming over $400,000, you stupid. You need to be in the 40% tax bracket. Who's claiming $400,000 of income annually? Who fucking does that, man? Like the dude don't even, what's his name? $50 billion? Warren Buffett don't even do that, man. Warren Buffett saying he good for 155 grand annually. That's Warren Buffett. But y'all out here claiming $400,000? Like who does that, man? Come on, stop it. Long-term capital gains and qualified dividends would be subject to ordinary income taxes. So listen to this. I'm going to read that again. Long-term capital gains and qualified dividends would be subject to ordinary income tax, which would be 39.6%. Whoa. For those with income over $1 million. And the step-up basis at death would be eliminated. Yo, they in your pocket, man. Like, honestly, if you making $1 million, they saying they want $400,000. Now, I'm going to tell you something. To make $1 million, I've done that before, and a few times I was like, yo, I made $1 million, but it cost me $900,000 to make it. Okay? So they saying if you make $1 million, right, automatically they want $400,000, $396,000. How you going to make your payroll? How you going to pay your staff? How you going to do all this stuff? Like, come on, where's your profit? Like, stop it, man. If you're doing $1 million and you selling products and you moving around, you got expenses, half of that money is automatically expenses. So you're going to be working for the government. I'm just saying, you better have a strategy. For this to happen, not only will Biden have to win, but Democrats would have to capture the Senate and maintain their House majority. Watch and wait, but don't make any drastic planning moves yet. So what do we got to do? We got to have real clear knowledge on the living in the power of zero. If y'all just joining this broadcast and you're trying to figure out what the power of zero is about, the power of zero is a book that I recommended in the beginning of the Wealth Wednesday series. It's written by a dude named David McKnight. And I highly recommend, if you do not have this book, to get it right now on Amazon. I don't be promoting Jeff Bezos like that, but some of this stuff, if y'all not clear with it, you need to get it. Because what McKnight is talking about is living below the 0% tax bracket. That's what his MO is. The 0% tax bracket. And he's showing people how to achieve that, all right? So there's different tax strategies that need to be implemented to be able to reduce your basis, reduce your liability outside of creating corporations and having true deductions. That's old school. Like right now, if an auditor comes in here and you got expenses, they can disallow all your expenses and you still got problems. You have to have tax mitigation strategies in place to be able to offset expenses. So let me just share with you a few of the tax mitigation strategies that you can put into play so that you'll know how to handle and address this. Because either way, taxes are going up, all right? And we can't always rely on new, things to the code that are gonna allow us to mitigate. Hopefully, one of the things that doesn't go away is something called bonus depreciation. So the first line of defense for real estate investors, in my mind, is the real estate pro status. You hear me talking about this all the time. The IRS says that you got to have 750 hours and you got to log your time. If you have over 750 hours annually and you log your time in a logbook, you can maneuver through these challenges because then you can get your real estate pro status. What is real estate pro status and why is it important? Real estate pro status says that you can take 100% bonus depreciation. Well, excuse me. You can take depreciation. Of assets. Now, how you take the depreciation of the assets is totally up to your CPA. Okay? So let's be clear on this. On the residential side, you can take 27 and a half years depreciation. On the commercial side, it's 39 years. When bonus depreciation comes into play, it's 100% upfront. Meaning that according to the Trump tax plan right now, we can take 100% bonus depreciation upfront. So, yeah, I need to get on my horse before something changes at the top of the year. Now is the time. Now is the perfect time to handle any mitigation of tax issues because when Democrats get in, it's going to be a whole new ballgame. All right? So, why is depreciation important? So, everybody's at different spaces in an entrepreneurial walk. Some of y'all are like, oh, Dr. Anderson talking all this stuff. I ain't go to college. Hey, shout out, I ain't go to college either. College don't got nothing to do with this. In fact, if they teach you about if they teach you about depreciation in college, I'm surprised. If they teach you about bonus depreciation and how to take it, I'm really surprised. Because 9 times out of 10, the professor don't know nothing about bonus depreciation because if the professor's teaching a class and getting a check. Only way the professor would know how to take bonus depreciation is if he's unloading assets like this and having crazy capital gains and he's into mitigating his risk. So this is my thesis on that. I'm not saying traditional education is not needed, but I am 100% pro actual entrepreneurs, actual experts in their field, subject matter experts in their craft, teaching alongside traditional schooled, studied, protocol institutions of education. I mean, I'm not into, the whole textbook taking 10 years to create curriculum and then once curriculum's perfected, then the professor comes in and I'm not into all of that because it's dated information that the professor's teaching. But if the professor's smart enough to bring in Dr. Anderson and friends and we can work with these students and let them know, yo, this is how bonus depreciation really work, right? Because let me tell you something. Professor don't know. If the professor knew, he wouldn't be teaching y'all. You know what I'm saying? He'd be out here doing what we doing. Like, ain't nobody dealing with that. Ain't nobody going to give up knowing this information and teach in a classroom for $30,000 a year, even for $150,000 a year. Like, nobody's doing that. Like, I do that on product, like on a slow, like from 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So this is the information you need to know. Whether you went to college, whether you went to the Harvard B School or not, you need to know about depreciation and you need to know about bonus depreciation because here's the game. You got to sit down with your CPA and 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to educate your CPA on how bonus depreciation is taken. And if you can use this in your particular situation, because if your CPA is not familiar with real estate pro status, they're not going to understand phantom loss. They're not going to understand depreciation of the assets. They're not even going to know about 39 years on the commercial side. They damn sure ain't going to know about opportunity zones. So, there might be some CPAs out there that are skilled, that are going to, continuing learning educational classes, that are going to specific, meetings with John Heyer, and they're going to the self-directed IRA conference, and they know about David McKnight and all this other crazy stuff. But if you go in, H&R Block to get your tax returns done, and you start talking this, they're gonna be like, they're gonna do the Scooby-Doo on you. Because it's like, yo, you coming in there, they used to doing earned income credit. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get you a refund. Like, we ain't getting no refunds in this world. Like, we ain't got a refund in 20 years. Like, who's doing that? So it's a whole different school of thought, man. And you can't bring this to H&R Block. You can't bring this to Liberty Tax. Like, come on. We're going to wave a flag. You don't bring this there. Ain't nobody there that's going to be able to help you with this. Like, come on. They're not helping you with this. Stop it. So we got to know, we got to have some knowledge of this so that when we engage these customized tax mitigation strategies, we can advise and provide documentation on what it is that we need to have happen. Period. End of story. That's just what it needs to happen. Do we got any questions on just depreciation before we move on? Can I get a what? Okay. Let me see. Hold on. All right, you will not be able to get more insurance. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see how we look on here with the commentary. All right. Learn more. All right, boom, boom, boom. Hemp made millionaire. Oh, help made millionaire. All right, cool. Ronald Lewis asks, I have a self-directed IRA. What can I invest in other than tax liens? Ron Lewis, call the office, 888-755-5105. We can set up a Zoom. I can't really talk about that in a general facility because then I'm giving you financial advice, which is what I'm not doing. But yeah, you could just set up a Zoom and we could talk about, what you're trying to accomplish, and then we can partner you up with some folks that can assist you in getting you to where you need to go. All right. Another tax mitigation strategy, y'all know I love this right here. We call these Roth IRA constellations. Just want to break this down real quick because the brother asked about the self-directed IRA. Solo 401ks with the Roth component. Let's talk about this for just a second. This is a self-directed IRA product, okay? We can't get enough of this, okay? This has two components to it. The first component, if you put in your 2020 contributions, which all of us should be working on, it's $19,500 for 2020, all right? That's in the Roth side of this vehicle, which is tax-free. Also, the 2020 contribution on the 401k side is $37,500 on the 401k, all right? So, when you add these two contributions up, $57,000, all right? Total contribution into the solo 401k, all right? Now, you got 57 G's in here. The brother's asking, well, what do I do with that? The world's your oyster, man. It's self-directed. You know what I mean? Maybe in one account, you do some equities. I can't advise you on, which equities to choose. You're going to have to take ownership over that, and you're going to have to do the research and pick and play. But there's a lot of brokerage accounts that will, assist you with, where to place your money in equities, right? I mean, we know clearly what to do with the Roth IRA. That's tax liens all day. We did that the other day, in Augusta. It's crazy. So, it's all about your strategy. See, self-directed, the reason why this is so dope is because, CalPERS put this study out. CalPERS is the individuals that track the Sovereign Wealth Fund, that track the Japan Post. They got $3 trillion under management in their, retirement accounts. CalPERS is in the U.S. They track what's going on in the U.S. There's only $280 billion in retirement funds. But they're saying, CalPERS is saying only 4 to 5% of that $280 billion, only 4 to 5% is self-directed. And see, if only 4 or 5% is self-directed is really the entry or the doorway to the alternative market. And so the reason why this is such an issue is that there's this concept called steering. I talk about it all the time. I think it's most fascinating because people in the beef industry steer, and they also steer. They steer the steers. But people that are in the beef industry, cowboys, which are black men, that's what the white man called them boys over there, them boys that work with them cows and cowboys. Their whole game was, hey, we're going to get all these cattle rounded up, and we're not going to do nothing. We're going to let these dogs that we train, we're going to let these dogs go out here and steer the herd, okay? And so that has everything to do, a lot to do with the information that you're being told. And they deal with you as if you're in a herd. So when they're steering, and they crack the whip, they're steering you into the direction of not the alternative market, but straight into the equities market with 90% exposure, nothing to cover the risk. Why? Because don't nobody care about your retirement. You black. First of all, they don't care about you because you black. They damn sure don't care about you having some money. You want them to protect your money? What? Come on, man. You're going to sit here and tell me you're going to put 10 years in, 20 years in with Mr. Charlie, and you really think Mr. Charlie's 401k plan is going to allow for you to have enough money to retire when you leave? Like, really think about that. The only reason why Mr. Charlie is offering you the 401k plan is because he needs the tax mitigation strategy. So he's saying, hey, you know what? The company's making money. Let's keep employee retention. Let's give them some health care, and let's have them put their own money back in the company so we can get the daggone tax break. That's all that's about, man. Like, this break down the common knowledge on the 401k participation plan. You put $1,000 in, Mr. Charlie puts $1,000 in. If you stay there for a whole year, after the end of the year, you're going to have $24,000. If you give Mr. Charlie 10 years of your good life, you're going to have $240,000. If you give Mr. Charlie 20 years, you're going to have about $500,000 when you leave. That ain't enough to retire. I mean, Susie Orman talking about $5 million. And if you marry, you need 10. But they're steering you. Oh, yeah. Put your money in the 401k plan. Employee participation. Can't nobody retire on no $500,000. You can spend that in a weekend. Come on, man. $500,000? Come on, man. So all I'm saying is we gotta start understanding the game, man. We're being steered into these products that are tied to the S&P 500. And when it's time for us to do what we got to do, we can't do it because we're over leveraged, we're overexposed. What do we got going on?
YouTube.
Is it good or bad? Is it good or bad? Yes or no? 10%. All right, well, we almost done. Let's hook it up. What do we got going on here and here? Oh, man, taking long.
18.
Okay. And over here?
This is 18.
Okay, what is this?
I can't see that one yet.
All right, well, we're going to wind it up. All right, alternative markets is where we need to be. This is going to hedge our bet. And this is going to keep us from being overly exposed, all right? So that's our tax mitigation strategy. Any questions before I clear this off the board? Everybody clear on that? Any questions? All right. Go ahead.
Just comments.
Go ahead.
Afure Johnson said, absolutely, we need another powwow.
Who? What was the first name? All right, that's cool. I'll figure it out.
Afure.
Okay.
She said, we'll call the office tomorrow.
Please do. If you see someone here and you want to talk.
Oh, Miss Rhonda Johnson.
Oh, okay, Miss Johnson, what's up? Hey, now, Miss Johnson. September 1st is in 2 weeks.
I need to know how to pronounce your first name.
All right, I'm going to end y'all because, Obama coming on tonight.
Ronald Lewis 1911 on Instagram said, I have a self-directed IRA. What should I invest in other than tax liens?
Yeah. We just answered this question. I just answered this question. But he needs to call the office too. I'm going to end the night on some quick hit strategies. I got 2 quick hit strategies for you because the conversation earlier, Mansa Musa was like, yo, how can people figure it out? Now, I'm going to do this for y'all right now. Quick hit strategies. Because everybody don't have no $100,000 to be, putting on equities and all this type of stuff. I get it. But, it's like, I'm the type of dude that it's like, man, it's 100 G's to do that. We got to figure out how to get the $100,000 so we can do that. How do you get to the 100,000? You got to have a quick hit strategy. And the reason why this is dope is because this is 2.0. So this is Quick Hit Strategy 2.0. When you listen to the audio books and all that stuff from back in the day, that 1.0 stuff, I didn't know nothing about no Roth IRAs then. So now, this is what we call 2.0. So, very simple. Roth IRA, we'll be in and out of this one so we don't lose our video.
10.
All right, I got it. Roth IRA. We can set this up for you right here in the office. It's not going to cost you a whole bunch of money. It's like call the office and we'll go through that. You fund your 2020 contribution in your Roth IRA is $6,000. If you're under, the age, and we'll determine all of that when you call. But for the most part, it's 6 G's. If you don't have 6 G's, you could take $1,000, okay? $1,000. So this could go anywhere between $500, whatever, $100 to $6,000 for your 2020 contribution. You're gonna get a write-off. So all you people out there that know y'all owe 6 G's to the government, instead of giving that $6,000 to the government, why don't you put it in your Roth IRA, okay? And you can go, now even if you have $100, now check this out. You have $100 that you put in your Roth IRA. You could go to the public auto auction. Somebody called and said, well, Dr. Anderson, be very careful with the public auto strategy because, automobiles can be considered collectibles. Well, it's only a collectible if I keep it as my car. I got 5 cars. What am I going to do with another car? It's inventory if I sell it. Huh? What I got to watch out for in a public auto strategy is 5 autos annually per individual. That's what you got to look out for. Anything after that, you're going to jail. 5 autos annually, or you get a auto broker's license. But listen, you go to a public auto auction, you buy something for $100. Now, realistically, you're going to need at least $1,000 because when we went on Saturday, there was a Jaguar and it turned over. The white man came out and told him to put a battery in there and they charged it up. Well, the battery was in there, but they charged up the battery with the jump box. Key got in there, it turned right over. I was like, oh my God. My attorney was with me. That car sold for $1,200. He could have bought that car out of the Roth IRA, $1,200, put it on Craigslist, got $6,500 for it, and then that money would have went back in his IRA tax-free, okay? And so that's how you build up the money or the funds to be able to do tax liens, do equities, do fixed income. That's how you build that money up to be able to do that. So, okay, now it's time. Well, we got 5 minutes. We're going to get out of here. We're going to take some questions. The last strategy I'm going to show y'all, and then I'm out of here because I'm running out of time. It's called Swimply. New strategy. Swimply. This is Airbnb for pools. Now, I got a homeboy because you know COVID came, right? And so everybody's like, oh damn, what we doing? So the new thing is cats is building pools. So my homeboy was like, yo, Doc, I don't got no money to build the pool. I was like, yo, take a loan out, build the biggest pool you can build. What? Yo, for real? It's like, yo, take a loan out, get the biggest pool you can build, put all of the stuff in there to do it up, make it look like a resort. This dude went and got a loan, business line of credit, 50 grand, spent like $40,000, right? The wife is just going crazy. She's like, oh my God, you listening to David? Now we in debt, blah, 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 blah. He was like, yo, Doc, what do I do now? I built the pool. I was like, yo, put the pool on Swimply. He was like, what? I was like, yo, put the pool on Swimply. He was like, all right, man, I put the pool on Swimply. Dude called yesterday, made $50,000 because it's COVID. Can't nobody go to the pool. All the pools are closed. So this dude is renting the pool out, and he's like, yo, you can't, the pool is booked. The pool is booked for the next, like, 3 months. The pool is booked. He already got the 50 grand that he spent, $50,000. He already got the money back. Swimply. So what I'm saying is, and I'm about to get out of here, because we got to go watch Obama. What I'm telling y'all is, this whole low-level thinking thing, the COVID mode, like, y'all got to break out of that, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. COVID is played out, all right? The white man's going to the moon. Like, they got rockets. They're going to the moon. It's coming back, man. They're going to asteroids. They drilling into asteroids. They talking about 10,000 quadrillion dollars. That's what they doing. That's their program. We cannot stay on this planet on some COVID stuff. It's low frequency. We can't even operate like that. Swimply, right? Dude leveraged his credit, built the dope pool. Now he got people coming in there. You know, I wouldn't do that, but, you know, I would be, you know, cleaning my pool out every time some people got in it. But it's working for him. He got his money back. And now he got the rest of the summer during COVID to get paid on some Swimply. Check that out. Quick hit strategy. So that's the deal for the night. I hope you got something for those of y'all that stayed on board. Putting this on the board as we get out of here. What's going on here in Atlanta? It looks like we got a green light. I know I've been saying this. Oh, they keep telling us we got a green light, and then last minute they cancel. So we got to figure it out, as we have been able to. Thank God. September 1st, 2020. That is the next tax sale. I'm not going to tell you where we're going because that's proprietary to our partners. What they call it? Proprietary real estate investment system. But if you want to be a part of that, just let us know. Call the office. For some of y'all that are on the program, you heard something that's interesting, you want to be a part of it, just hit us up and we'll make it happen, man. So I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves tonight. I hope you learned something. We're giving you an extra time to watch this Democratic National Convention, blah, blah, blah. And if you have any questions, DM me. Let me know if you want to do some business with us. You can call the office. We can set up a Zoom meeting. And then we go on like that. Oh, man, this is crazy. It's already up. And we will go on like that. All right, y'all. So I'll see y'all next week as we get out of here. I got to get my music. Okay. There we go. All right. So that's the deal with that. See y'all next week. We're going to hit the radio, too, on September 1st, too. We're going to hit the radio in Atlanta real hard. Working on my man, Big Tigger, in the morning. Rap City, The Basement. Your boy, DJ D Mello, a.k.a. The Entrepro Negro, a.k.a. Dr. David Anderson. You know how that goes down. Rashad Richey, peace to you. We'll be on the Rashad Richey Morning Show every Wednesday for the next 12 months, 52 weeks on some Wealth Wednesday. Also be on the lookout for Black Economics. The Black Economics radio show is hitting back on the radio on XM, Sirius XM. And we're also getting ready to launch Black Economics Matters. So it's a lot getting ready to come down the pipe. We're about to go on a blast off. Anybody want to buy a hotel, hit me up, DM me. We got 2.5 acres site across the street from the Masters in Augusta. I got the appraisal, I got surveys, I got the star report. We asking $3.5 million. Oh! I'm just saying, if you got it, transfer it. Ground rent, you know how that goes. But if you want to be a hotel owner across the street from the Masters, if you want to own that, we got the Hilton right in front of us. They coming in at $15 million. You know what I'm saying? You can send us 3.5. We'll get out that situation real quick. And you could be a hotel owner. We'll take you down to Andy Ingram. And Mr. Roberts will take you down to his house, do all this type of stuff, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. But if you want to get in the game, if you want to be asset heavy, you want to do what we're doing, you want to learn, whatever you want to do, it's that time. It's time to move, black folks. Sitting around, laying around, talking about the COVID, that's low level. We got to get up. We got to start taking our equity back. It's yours. They took it from you, and then they used it to go to the moon, and now they're going to Mars, and they go into the asteroid to get 110,000 quadrillion dollars. That's enough money for everybody on the planet. It's $1 billion for everybody on the planet. But they're not giving it to you. They trying to keep it for themselves. So y'all sitting in the house, talking about this COVID low-level stuff, and you gonna let this white man go get 10,000 quadrillion dollars and ain't giving you no money? That's on you. That's on you. That's on your kids. That's on your grandkids. That's in them kids that's still in the loins in your nutsack. So if you want to go out like that, that's on you. I ain't going out like that, man. I got to get my equity, man, by any means necessary within the law. I'll see y'all next week. Wealth Wednesdays, we out.
Are you going crazy, Joe?